Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to this episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. I do have to apologize for not having videos towards the end of last week, but my home phone and internet went out, and the company had to come and give me a new router and a whole bunch of new stuff. So now I am back up and running. Today's project is going to be a card based on this past Friday's Craft Roulette Challenge number 267. If you are not familiar with the YouTube channel Craft Roulette, I'll have a link in the description box below. Just click on where it says more, and that'll take you to the link for this past episode. Every Friday, they spin a roulette wheel and tell you what project you have to make, what colors you have to use, and what kind of things you have to throw on your project. For today, we need to make something called a 4-bar card, and I had absolutely never heard of that card before, so I had to look it up. We have to use the colors that we can find in a craft store, and we have to have some sort of sewn element to the project, and randomly we have to use a stencil. All right, so I'm going to start with the 4-bar card. This is a small card. It is smaller than an A2, and I honestly have never made one before. This piece of paper measures 7 inches by 4 7/8 inch, and you score it in half at the 3.5 inch mark. And then I've taken GinaK's Master Layouts 2. The small rectangles fit on this card nicely. And I have a piece of gold mirror cardstock that is 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. A piece of black cardstock that is 2 3/8 by 4 1/8. And I have a piece of white cardstock that is 2 1/4 by 4 inch. And what I like about using GinaK's Master Layouts is they all have this wonderful stitched edge that is faux sewing right there, all the way around that white piece. So that's how I got that element in there. Now, when I go to a craft store and I'm looking for shiny, I've got mirror gold. And when I'm looking to do a sympathy card or some sort of that kind of card, I'm doing grays and blacks. So my cards are going to be gold, gray, and black with white. Kind of an elegant sympathy area of. So if you're looking for something for like New Year's Eve, that would be the colors. But if you go down the paint aisle, you'll find all of these colors. All right. This is how I'm going to proceed. I'm going to start by stenciling this little stitched die area, and I just need a small stencil mat today. I'll just use my 6-inch one. This is a waffle flower, and I'm going to use a waffle flower brick wall stencil, but I'm not going to do the whole thing, and I'm only going to do it lightly. And I'm going to use GinaK's soft stone. I just want to have a light coloring of gray, just kind of in the middle. Just like that. It's very faint. And it's just hit or miss. Just to give a little bit of detail to the background. And that's it for the stenciling. Cha-ching on 2 elements down. All right. Well, 3, because I had the size of the card. Just going to clean off my stencil mat. Okay, now I need to do some stamping, and I've decided to use GinaK's Gentle Silhouettes stamp and die set for this project. So I have a piece of scrap white that I cut that stitched rectangle out of, and I'm just going to stamp on here. I cut my white panels to 4 3/4 by 6 3/4 just to have them on hand and ready to go. I want to use this large leaf. And then I'm going to use You Are So Loved. Thought this would just be a cute little card for encouragement. Now I'll have to figure out what size envelope this little card will go into. I'm thinking I can use just a regular small envelope that you get in the office supply section, but I'll have to check that out. Now these have die cuts, and I'm going to die cut them out. So I'm just going to put them on there. And since I don't remember if I used this stamp, I know I used the larger one. I'm just going to condition them. And I might as well do both while I'm here. They come from the factory with a light coating on them that you need to get off. And if you don't, it'll just take a couple of stampings. It looks like I'm having a little lag in the filming. Hopefully it's not my internet going bad again. Let me tell you, not having it for a few days, you don't realize how much you rely on that. I'm going to stamp this flower again. I don't need to stamp the words again. It's not really a flower, it's foliage. But I want to get a nice, good coat on that. That is good. So I'm just going to peel that off. Clean the stamps with my tidy towel. When I looked this card size up on the internet, they said it was common for thank you cards, for like wedding RSVP cards, that kind of thing. But it is small. Now I need to die cut this out. I have my well-loved Anna Griffin Empress magnetic mat. Let's see if I can line this up. And which one would be the You Are So Loved? Perhaps this one? Oh, I got that right. Surprise, surprise. All right. Now I'm just going to squish this down. I found if I squish and lift, it kind of holds it in place and I don't have to tape it. Oh, that cut out so nicely. There's some little pieces. Oh, I don't want those tweezers. I'll use these ones just to poke out the center pieces. All right. Set that aside. Okay, let me put this card together now. It's not going to take very long. You know what? I'm going to add a little something. I want to stamp the inside of this too. Oh, yes, I'm going to use this large flower there just to put something on the inside of the card. And I'm just adding a whole bunch to cards because I usually make 5x7s and they have a lot of real estate to cover. So only doing a small amount makes me feel like I'm cheating somehow. I'm going to do that one more time. Now, just a little hint. When you're doing this and say you can't get your stamped image to stamp, if you use a black Sharpie, that ink is the same color as almost every black that is out there. So you can use that to fill in. If maybe you have a stamp that's been damaged or it got a little piece of lint on it and you didn't see it. But that one's stamped beautifully. Okay, now I can put this card together. All right. Now, these two are the exact same size. What I want to do is stagger them. I'm going to glue this piece right to the black. Oh, and I love this new precision glue press. This is amazing. I wished I would have bought it when it first came out. The price was a little bit more than I was comfortable with, but it's well worth it. Okay, so now this, I'm going to glue this one down flat. I've been using it, I want to say Well, this is my second week, and I've not had that tip dry up on me at all. Now, this one I'm going to put up at the top, and I'm going to get some foam tape to put on the back of this. This is a low loft tape. It's about a 1/2 inch wide, but maybe 1/8 of an inch tall. And I don't need 3 pieces. I'm just going to put 2. But if you feel comfortable, put one down the middle. Use whatever works for you. And I'm just going to put a little bit of liquid glue just to give me a little bit of wiggle room. I found that this glue is nice too. This is a Nouveau glue. Now I'm going to angle this kind of, I want to kind of center this, but give it a gold edge. All right. Now this is going to be glued down flat. I really feel this is worth it. I was going through those mini glue bottles like crazy because the tips would plug, and then sometimes those little metal tips came right out of the bottle and I couldn't get them back in for anything. Now, I think I'm going to angle that slightly. My first initial impression was to put it straight up and down, but I want to angle it a little bit. And I just use an acrylic block just to press things down. You can just put one down to hold it. And I'm going to put some very narrow foam strips on the back of this. That one's already drying out. Just want to pop this up slightly. Just need a tiny little piece for that section. And of course, it's stuck to the scissors. Okay. All right. Now see where I want to put my sentiment, and I'm heading right down here for it. Now, because I've lifted it up, I'm going to take a little bit more of that foam and put behind it so that it is level with the card. So 2 layers at the very end so that it's not hanging off there in midair. Right. Now for a few embellishments, and I pulled out some black sequins. They have the little tiny ones, medium, large, extra large. Okay, I'm thinking I'm just going to go with the tiny ones. Of course, it has to have a little bling. I don't want to do, do I want to do stipples? No, I'm not going to do stipples. I'm going to use my clear Winkostella. I think this still has some in it. And I'm just going to paint in a little bit of these leaves. This is just a clear glitter glue. They have it in black, and I do have it in black, but with these tiny of leaves, if I go outside the image, you'll see a black streak. So using the clear, if you go outside the lines, it's not going to matter. Okay, that's my card. Oh my gosh, that's so small. That is cute though. I kind of like this size card. I just had to figure out the envelope. Um, let me see if I have met all the parameters. It needed to be a 4-bar card. Check. It needed to be the color of the craft store. And I went down the paint aisle and checking out some New Year's cards. And element has to have sewing, or sewn. And I have the faux stitched border all the way around this white panel. And random, you had to use a stencil. And yep, I used the waffle flower brick wall stencil. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I think this is one of my shortest videos in such a long time. Have a great day, and please check out Craft Roulette. You will absolutely fall in love.